if you look on a lot of the mock drafts, though, if you look on a lot of mock drafts, especially like all your Mel Kipers and all the so-called
top two
mock dogs or whatever,
he's top two.
Nah, it's top two, but they saying now because they saying a lot of this other stuff is red flags for Caleb Williams, crying with his mom, going to chill with his dog. They doing the same shit for Drake May. What they did, I know you say don't scout the helmet, but it's real funny though because this is the same shit they did for Mitchell Trubisky when he went over Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, and I feel like this is going to be the same shit that's about to happen where Drake May is finna get hyped up to be the first overall quarterback, and you gonna look back and the Bears is gonna look back and regret it again.
Okay, so wait. They
finna do a Bears thing. I feel it happening. They finna do a Bears thing.
The only reason why I say hell no to Mr. Trubisky because since 2022, which is last season, Caleb and Drake have been consensus top two. Like been the whole time consensus. Wherever Caleb going, Drake is right after. This not let me sneak in little Zach Wilson, let me sneak in the Mitchell Chip. No, these have been the top two consensus quarterbacks, period. Now, Jaden Daniels, he done had a phenomenal, crazy transformation. He just stepped up and got to top three because he probably going top three to the Patriots.
He started off the year like,
but for the whole consensus for a year good now, it's been Caleb and Drake. So
at least if Drake, so here's the thing. If Drake gets picked number one, right? Just imagine this because we know who the OC for the Commanders just got picked. We'll talk about that later, but we know that. So if I'm Chicago, I'm asking for the ransom because I don't think you make that move if you're not trying to go get that man. So if you trade back, at least I'm thinking in Chicago's mindset, not common sense, but just Chicago's mindset. We're either going to do one of two things. We're either going to get a ransom and get the next best quarterback in the draft because we're only dropping down one spot, or we're going to drop down one spot, get a ransom, and the Commanders are going to overthink it, get Drake May, and guess what? We still get Caleb Williams.
But G-Baby to combat that.
It's kind of a win-win situation specifically for Chicago, though. I'm not saying like what I would do. I'm just saying for them, they're in a win-win situation.
In a sense, if they can get that trade to happen, obviously, depending on the what they're asking for.
Because Cliff Kingsbury, he interviewed with Chicago too. Like he interviewed like weeks ago with them to be their OC, and then I think he turned them down.
I think the only person he turned down was the Raiders.
No, he turned down the Raiders.
There was a disagreement regarding the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders thing was crazy. He said,
like he did interview with the Bears, but we saw that didn't work out, and then we keep on seeing these things.
I feel like we know why. I'm be honest. These rumors, I'm moved at this point. I'm hearing it way too much.
He's from.
I'm hearing it way too much. Also, can I ask y'all this too?
Go ahead.
Do y'all still feel the same way? Like hypothetically, if the Bears took Drake May, does he still turn that franchise around more than Justin Fields?
Yes.
He's better than
Drake May. From what I've seen, I've really liked Drake May. But hey, to kind of go back, go full picture, right?
Go ahead, Riddell.
At this point, we've been hearing this. We've been hearing these rumors since the beginning. I don't care about I want the stakes, whatever. I'm specifically focusing on the rumor that Caleb does not want to be in Chicago. And we keep on hearing it, and now Colin Cowherd is saying that he doesn't want to be in Chicago. Bro, there's no way this is no. The amount of times we heard it was one thing, but now we're having big personalities say he says he knows people. That's another thing. Caleb, honestly, I'm not saying he won't go. I'm not saying he's going to pull an Eli necessarily, but it seems very clear. No, it seems to me that he doesn't want to be in Chicago. So at this point, with all the outside noise, all the Justin Fields fans, all the people say, hey, man, we want to stick with Fields. And the fact that Cliff Kingsbury is in Washington and we know what type of quarterbacks that Cliff likes, everything's lining up. The Chicago is trading down, Washington's trading up, and they're drafting Caleb Williams. I'm convinced at this point.
I've been hearing a lot of Caleb might be a bust too because the hype's so high. So if I'm Caleb Williams, right? I need to be in one of the probably a better situation. Like I can't, because of all the stake that's riding on me, I can't go nowhere where I might, because I don't care how good you are. I don't give a damn how good you are. If you go to a place where you are destined to die at, or where quarterbacks are destined to die at, I don't give a damn what talent you got. You will die out there. So in his mind, it's like the last thing I want to do when it's already people who already said I'm smug and I want steaks and this and that to go to the Bears, who's never had a good quarterback ever, and then failed there, so they can look at me the same way I look at Bryce Young, like it's all your fault and you're supposed to be better. So I think he don't want to go there, and it'd be great for him to go home, so I can go see games for a lot less than I had to go see him in Chicago. And, I can root for him there. But if I'm him, I think that I need the best situation because I got too much riding on me. And the last thing I want to do is be in a bad situation and then everybody blame me for it. And I look back and go, I never got the right thing.
But as far as doing with the number 1 pick, so logically, yeah, if I'm Chicago and let's just say it's true that Caleb don't want to be there, absolutely. What's going down one more pick and getting a ransom for it, and you're still getting a top quarterback in this class? As far as, and then the Commanders, because let's be real, they still have Terry, they still have Dotson, they got Brian Robinson, and if Cliff Kingsbury is your OC, hey, when he went from USC to Oklahoma, from Oklahoma to USC, who we bring with him? So clearly that's gonna be perfectly fine.
We were saying Drake May is better than Caleb Williams, and we sticking to that. And now it's okay if he goes first overall. I'm just saying it's okay. Now, do I think Caleb Williams will probably still be the first overall pick because I think Washington's going to trade for it? Yes, he probably still will be. But now we have people who believe Drake May can be better than Caleb Williams in the NFL because of what we've seen this season. No. Before that, you were all on
Trent. Just wait till I go.
Andrew Luck,
just wait till I go.
Stop it. He's not the next Andrew Luck. Caleb Williams is going to struggle in the NFL, and we're going to see that. Okay, but back to what. So
I put a stamp for that. Right there.
Drake May out of Chicago, he could save that franchise. That's how good he is. But I will say this: out of the top three picks with Drake May, Caleb Williams, and Marvin Harrison Jr., I will say this: I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is the most bust proof. Because still with quarterbacks, I think the variance you have with quarterbacks.
Oh, he said, I think
bust proof. I
bust proof.
Yeah, I heard
What I'm saying is, I don't see a world where he doesn't produce multiple 1,000-yard seasons, 12. Like he's just gonna do that with these.
Why you don't like Caleb, Jalen?
Yeah. No, can't. I mean, hey, we could talk about that. We could talk about that too. Some of the decision making. It's not there. It's crazy.
Don't start.
But yeah, no. So he's the most busted. Whoever gets Marvin Harrison Jr., I think he'll be rookie of the year, the offensive rookie of the year, because he's going to probably be the best rookie for sure. Whoever gets him will probably he'll be the steal of the draft, because I think he does have a valid case to go number 1 just because the quarterback's the variance. But yeah, I think Drake Williams going to Washington. I mean Caleb Williams going to Washington. Drake made to the Bears, and he's going to turn that franchise around.
Like I was saying earlier, I don't think that Caleb should want to go to Chicago, because also like to a point that some of y'all were making, like the way that he's been hyped up, it's like he really can't fail from the jump. And I feel like Chicago still has a lot of holes where like he's not going to be in the best position to succeed. I think Washington would be a little bit better if they can fix that offensive line. But no, I would say if I'm Chicago, I would definitely trade, try to get maybe like a Joe Alt. I don't think they need Marvin Harrison because they have good receivers. They have Scary Terry, they have Curtis Samuel, they have Dotson. Like they have a good receiving core. Like they don't need MHJ.
Right.
They just don't need them. But they do need offensive line help. So they can trade back. Can trade back, and they can always pick up a quarterback if they really need to in the next year. They can probably get Russell Wilson or something like that to like be a little bridge quarterback if they really wanted to. Drake would probably be better with the Commanders, but like at the same time, I wouldn't be shocked because we all know how the combine goes. They're like, oh, the physical, how far can he throw it? How far can he throw? Oh, he's like 6'4", 230. So like I could see how that could like prop him up, as we've seen like with Trubisky somehow going over to Sean and stuff like that. So I think it's the right move. No, because Caleb is clearly, if you watch college football, he's clearly better than Drake May. I don't know.
When it comes to Caleb and the Bears, was like, this is easy. If you're going to get Caleb, maybe the best prospect we've seen since Andrew Luck, you clean house. The minute they decide to keep Eberflus, okay, bet. Then you're keeping Justin Fields because that's what you want to do. So if it makes sense for me that if you're going to do that and you're going to trade and you're going to skip out on what could be the best prospect since Andrew Luck, I need you to get a haul of picks to make that Bears team as good as possible for the foreseeable future.
I just think it's about time for him to be in a new situation and the Bears just to have a new situation. They kind of need to clean house. I agree with Random. I think they could get some draft compensation, maybe some win now ready players.
All I'm saying is, I truly do think if I'm the Bears and the fans have said that we want Justin, they chanted for Justin Fields because they believe in this kid, and you have a quarterback in Caleb Williams, whose team has come out, whether y'all want to say he hasn't personally said or not, his team has come out and says he does not want to play in Chicago, and there's also a reason why the consensus #1 pick for the last 2 years waited to the 11th hour to declare for the draft. He's one of the last people to declare for the draft just due to the fact that he knows where his draft position would be with the Bears. So if I'm the Bears and I know that I can get a king's ransom just to go back to #2, low key, I don't see how I don't steal a Scary Terry or Jahan Dotson and then draft MHJ. And honestly, if Justin Fields cannot make something happen with all of those things around him, then it's on us, and you got to eat that. You got to take that L. But there's also no guarantee.
Next year.
There's no guarantee. But there's no guarantee with the situation that y'all have. There's no guarantee with the situation that y'all have. Bringing in Caleb Williams, he's going to change the dynamic because Justin Fields, with all of his limitations, y'all all conceded to me that they were a game or two away from the playoffs. And y'all telling me he has all these deficiencies. So I'm just saying, I think he showed enough flashes this year to at least polls could consider the haul he get. Because let me also ask you this. What if you can get the Commanders' first-round pick next season, right? And the Commanders wet the bed this year. You still end up next season in 2025 with a top 3 pick in the draft, and you can still go get that quarterback with damn near a ready-made roster because by 2025, that Bears defense I think will start reaching its peak. A year with MHJ, another year with DJ.
That's the only reason I skip Caleb. That's the only reason I skip Caleb is I'm getting.
My whole thing is this: a lot of teams you don't really want to. To me, you don't really always want to deal with a player who has openly said he don't want to play for you, because that will always be like if it doesn't go a certain way, the automatic context is Caleb never wanted to be there. The coaches and staff never got along. So I think Caleb is more talented than Justin Fields. I'm not even finna say I don't disagree with that. I do think he is the next version of Patrick Mahomes. I think he can take the league by storm. But I also do agree that the Bears have had a generational curse of quarterbacks, and they might be in the safest position to make this thing better that they've had already. And so I just don't know with the ability to potentially change life for the next decade, especially in a conference that is not as hard to deal with as the AFC. Maybe you go forward with this kid and try to find weapons, and then you have all the literally all the riches you can get for this #1 pick. You'll have a backup plan in 2025 to go get the quarterback you need. And let's not forget, fellas, they also have the 9th pick in the draft this year.
No, they're not a #1 overall pick team right now. The only reason why they have this pick is because they have the Panthers pick. That is the only reason why they got this pick. So
we wouldn't even be talking about them getting Caleb if it wasn't for the Panthers pick.
That's a fact.
We wouldn't even be talking about them getting Caleb.
And that's why I think you take Caleb or Drake.
That's exactly why.
Like me personally, they are a QB away. This Bears team right now is not as close as bad as y'all think. This O-line is nowhere near as bad as y'all think it is.
I don't disagree.
This O-line is nowhere near as bad as it is. They have the receiving core. They have the receiving core.
No,
they need a quarterback.
It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys don't get it started. The player choice way. You're the player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player choice way.